Hey everybody, it's all about baby names and it's all about America. So last year for July 4th, I did baby girl names that are American inspired. This year it's going to be all about the boys. So I have 10 baby boy names that are American inspired for 4th of July. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. If you are not from America and you have no idea what I'm talking about, go Google July 4th. So we are going to jump into these names. They are just American inspired. Some of them are straight, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but some of them I will explain just a little bit. So I'm going to give the name, the ranking in America, and kind of just a little bit about them and their origin. So let's jump right into the names. The first little boy name is Booker. It is number 2269. It means bleacher and it's English. Now this is after Booker T. Washington. And I have my notes right here so I don't say anything wrong. So he was born a slave and he became free after the Civil War, and he was a big civil rights activist. So I think Booker is such a cute name. It's something completely different, and it isn't something I've really heard very often. I mean, the ranked 2000. So, I mean, it is around, but it's not super duper popular. And I think like Book or Bookie could be the nickname, which is super cute. And it's definitely out of the box, and it's definitely American. Next name is Montgomery. It's number 1483. It means from the hill of the powerful man, and it's English, and this is the capital of Alabama. So the state of Alabama, their capital is Montgomery, and I've also seen it used quite a bit as a surname. So it's one of those last names as a first name. And say you live in Alabama and your kid's named Montgomery, I think that would be super cute. I love the name. The nickname could be Monty, which is very different and unique. So this is one of those really long names, but it can be shortened and make a really sweet little boy name. And it's a name that everyone kind of knows, and it is definitely inspired by America. That next name is Ford. It is number 712. It means river crossing, and it's English. And this is after two different things. So there was the 38th president, Gerald R. Ford, and I've seen different spellings of this, but it would be F-O-R-D is how I would spell it. I've seen it with an E at the end as well. And then it also is for the Ford company. Henry Ford created the automobile company in the 1900s. So if you want to know more about that, you can Google that, but I could have gone on and on and on about that. But so two different meanings that tie back to America. I mean, a president and like the biggest American car company there is, Ford. So if you're from America, you definitely know that name. And I think this is one of those that is becoming more popular. I mean, it's 712, and I can see it just going up because it's something cool and different, but not too out of the box. And you can spell it, I guess, two different ways. If you know a Ford, leave me down in the comments how they spell their name. And I definitely see this as a boy name. I don't see it as gender neutral. But yeah, I think Ford is such a cute name. The next name is about as American as you can get, and that is Sam. It's rank number 581. It is short for Samuel, which means his name is God. Sam is English, but Samuel is Hebrew. And so this represents Uncle Sam. Now there is a huge long story and kind of contradicting like beliefs of how Uncle Sam came to be. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, there were army posters. I mean, they're still around. You can Google Uncle Sam and you'll exactly when you see the picture, you'll know what I'm talking about. This character it was this guy, and he's got a top hat that's red, white, and blue stripes, and he says, what does he say? Like, yeah, I want you. There's more to the sign, but it's like, I want you, and it's for the army. And so the story that I could come up with was, the name is derived from a man named Samuel Wilson, who supplied rations to the troops in the War of 1812. There were, I guess, hints at Uncle Sam before 1812, but it seems like Uncle Sam came from 1812. So they called this guy Uncle Sam, and he was kind of this guy that brought them hope. He brought them food, and so he kind of represented America, I guess. So that turned into him being called Uncle Sam. That turned into them using this guy and calling him Uncle Sam, and that turned into like a metaphor that represents the U.S. So yeah, long story. Probably different people have different ideas of what really created Uncle Sam. But when you say Uncle Sam, that means America. So Sam, about as American as you can get. The next name is Lincoln. It is number 50, so we're quite popular with that one. It means from the lake settlement, and it's English. Now, This is obviously a very popular name nowadays, but this would be after Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. So he was the president during the Civil War, and he is a very well-known figure in American history. There's people who think he was the most amazing president, there's people who think he wasn't. So obviously, you ask someone, they're going to tell you their opinion, and I'm not going to give you my opinion, but yes. So I think Lincoln is a cool name. It is one that everyone knows about. It's kind of interesting. Oh, and it also is the capital of Nebraska. So the state of Nebraska, Lincoln is also the capital of that. So you've got a lot of America going on in that name. And like I said, it's kind of a long name, but Link could be the nickname, which is so super cool and cute and unique. So it is a popular name, but it is definitely American inspired. We have another capital name, and that is Austin. It is number 73. It means great, it's English, and it is the capital of Texas. So pretty much, I mean, I've been to other countries, and when you say you're from America, they're like, oh, Texas? Like, not everybody from America is from Texas, but yes, Texas is big, huge state, and everything's bigger in Texas. So Austin is the capital, and I think this is a cool name that's been around for a really long time. I mean, I think everyone probably knows in Austin. I haven't heard it recently for little boys, but it's ranked number 73, so we are pretty darn popular with that. We're not super unique. But I think having a name that is a capital is really cool because it is well known. So Austin would be perfect for your little guy if you want something pretty darn American. On to our next name, which is also a capital, and that is Phoenix. It is number 292. It means blood red, and it's Greek. This is the capital of Arizona. So when you think of Arizona, you think desert, hot desert. Yet there actually is snow and trees and whatnot in Arizona, but Phoenix is right there in the middle. It's desert, like it is, yeah. Phoenix is quite a large city. I found that it is the most populated city in Arizona, so that's pretty interesting. There also is like famous people with the name Phoenix. So I've definitely heard this name before. It's one of those that's a little unique, but it's becoming more popular. I mean, it's ranked number 292, so it was something that was super darn unique, and now it's becoming a lot more popular. So I can see this one definitely going up the charts. And it's American inspired because it is a capital. However, it doesn't sound super American, and the origin is Greece. So I think that is really cool that it is not English and it's not really tied to America except for it being the capital. So you have American inspired, but just a little bit different. Now this next name is super darn unique, and that is Ulysses. It's number 1270. It means wounded in the thigh, and it is Latin. So this obviously is after Ulysses Grant, which was the 18th president of the United States. He led the Union Army during the Civil War. So he was a big figure in American history. Like Lincoln was the president while this was going on, and he was the Union Army like commander, like he was the main person. So definitely American name, Ulysses. I think this is such a cool, different name. You definitely don't hear this. I'm surprised that it is ranked that high up, like 1,000. I thought it would be like way down in the charts. So this was just like a cute name. I don't know why Ulysses just sounds like a really cute name, in Latin origin. So it's been around for a really long time. So one of those that definitely has American ties, but it's the first name. So I think that is kind of cool because you definitely hear all the presidents' last names a lot, and you don't really hear their first names quite often. So this is President Grant's first name, and I think Ulysses would be cute and different and perfect for childhood up into adulthood. Now the next one we all know, and that is Thomas. It is number 48. It means a twin, and it is also Greek, just like our Phoenix was Greek. So Thomas is a name that everybody knows, probably because of the famous train. So this was after Thomas Edison. So once again, we're using the first name. I have mentioned Edison as a name before, but now we're using the first name. So this is after Thomas Edison. And if you don't know, he created the light bulb, he created the motion picture camera, and he also created the phonograph. So when you think light, you think Thomas Edison, like straight off the bat. So he's been considered one of the best inventors, like the world's best inventor, Thomas Edison. So yes, Thomas is a well-known name. Tommy, tons of nicknames, but it is a classic name. It just sounds very traditional to me. So if you want something that is traditional, that is American inspired, Thomas would be perfect. Next, we have the name Neil. It is number 639. It means champion or passionate, and it's Irish. So this is after Neil Armstrong. He was the first person to walk on the moon. Unless you ask conspiracy theory people, like my husband. But that's a whole different story. So yes, Neil Armstrong, he was the first person to walk on the moon. He worked for NASA. He was a big figurehead for America, especially during the time of trying to beat the Russians to the moon and just up into space. Like, if you are into space, if you're into NASA, anything doing with that, Neil would be such a cute name, because also it is the first name, it's not a last name, which I think is really cool to kind of use first names still, not just mixing it up by using the last names. So Neil is short and sweet, and I mean, it has an amazing meaning. Champion or passionate. Perfect meanings for such a sweet little name. So there you guys go. Those are 10 little boy American inspired names, just in time for July 4th, Americans' Independence Day. Now, if you're not American, that is totally okay. You can leave me down in the comments what country you come from, because I'm so interested. And if you are from America, leave me down in the comments where you come from as well and what you're doing for 4th of July, because I think this is such a fun holiday. It is one that is pretty much celebrated by everyone in America in one way or another. I mean, like today I got my stars and stripes and my red on, but we are going to have a blast for 4th of July and just thanking our forefathers for our independence and everything that goes along with this day. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, the little bell next to it, so you can join the Days of May family. Bye guys.